I'm Dr. Bill Johnson, and I understand we don't do introductions in the afternoon, so I am introducing myself. I am an internist by original training, but do primarily cosmetic aesthetics now in the Dallas-Fort Worth area. I've been practicing for 25 years and been doing aesthetics for about 4 now. We have 2 offices in Grapevine and in Dallas now, and we have a power plate in both offices. We are about to talk about power plate, which is one of the tools that can use a technology called total body vibration. So what we're going to do this afternoon is we're first going to talk a little bit about the physiology of total body vibration so that you can understand why we get the benefits that we see with total body. Then we're going to break down by category some of the primary benefits. We're going to talk about the strength and coordination benefits. We're going to talk about the hormonal and bone benefits. We're going to talk about some of the cosmetic and aesthetic benefits. And then finally, there are some additional benefits, kind of miscellaneous category that we'll put together. Now, the physiology of whole body vibration, or WBV, with power plate. What's happening is we're standing the patient, and if there's several over in the exposition hall, and if you're further interested, I'd strongly encourage you to go down and take a look. But we have a platform that vibrates, to put it simply. The platform vibrates in 3 dimensions. It goes forward, backward, side to side, and up and down. And all of those are important in what we're trying to accomplish. Because what's happening is we are causing our muscles to respond to that vibration very quickly. So if you remember the reflex arch with its afferent and efferent sides, as the plate moves, we've triggered the reflex as it moves up, as it moves down, and we're able to trigger that multiple times a second. So we get very quick muscular reflex response, and we're working out the muscles at a level below consciousness. So they are getting muscle flexion and muscle stimulation as well as nerve stimulation at a subconscious level, so that we get a feedback loop that looks like this. We have both the single nerve, one afferent and one efferent, and the nerves that go through the nerve root. Both of those, you get the stimulus with the platform moving, feeds back onto the spinal cord, tells that muscle to relax, feeds back to the muscle, or to contract, feeding back to the muscle as we try to go back and forth and stay, and our brains automatically try to keep us stable on the platform. We then will take and do various positionings on the platform to enhance particular muscle groups, which allows us to do this essentially to the whole body. So power plate is generating mechanical vibrations that the body is transferring into the different physiological reactions. And we get results in connective tissue, we get results in neuromuscular tissue, the vascular system, and in the hormonal system as well, the endocrine system. Now, let's talk some about the strength and coordination benefits. This is the area where we see it the most in our office. We have a lot of fitness trainers that have come in, and this is kind of their secret weapon, because it's interesting, because a lot of them aren't telling their clients that this is how they're staying fit. They are coming to our office and getting on the power plate. Interesting, though, they are sending a lot of their clients for our other services. So it's been a real income winner for us as a referral part of the business. The force is equal to, any force is equal to the mass times the acceleration of gravity. Now that's standard physics. But what's happening, if you look at standard resistance training and you start doing some math and do regular resistance training, you're doing about 1,373 newtons with lifting a 70 kilogram weight. So that's the strain put on the muscles. That's the impact on the muscles of doing that resistance training. If, on the other hand, you did the same thing on the power plate at 40 hertz and a high amplitude, you're actually producing 3,500 newtons of resistance at the same time. So you're doing roughly twice as much work, generating twice as much force on the muscles by using the power plate than you would with using standard weights. We also get improvement in adapting, in the neural adaptation, so that we see improvement in intermuscular coordination, and we see improvement in sensory motor nerves, as well as improvement in the morphologic, just actual increase in muscle bulk and size. Now here's a study that talks about the increase in strength and compared to resistance training, and you'll see that the yellow on each of these columns is the increase in strength for power plate. The gray is the increase in strength for regular resistance training. And then it's over increasing weeks, the further increases. So in each level, the power plate is exceeding that of regular resistance training. There are also a lot of studies, I don't have a slide on this, but there are a lot of studies showing the improvement in quick twitch muscle fibers, so that you will actually see an increase of a step or two in a 100-yard sprint after getting on a power plate. And you'll see an increase in high jump of about half an inch to an inch after being on power plate. And you'll find that most Olympic athletes nowadays are doing power plate right before they compete for just a few minutes because of that increase in quick twitch fiber strength. This is another showing knee extension strength in older women. Lots of good studies showing that in older subjects, this is a very effective tool. And because of that, it's very safe. It's much safer than trying to get a 75-year-old on a weight machine. We do multidimensional vibrations so that we're increasing the load greater than we do with standard resistance training. Also, we don't have the kind of risk of injuring events that we see with resistance training. You don't have the kind of pronation, supination, or muscular injury risk with the plate that you do with doing regular resistance training. There's also definite improvements in coordination. As we stimulate this neuromuscular loop, we see it getting more and more effective, as you would anticipate, in coordination aspects, so that we see better intra and intermotor function with muscular fibers. We also see improvement in proprioception. In fact, diabetes had been on the contraindication list until earlier this year when it was removed, because we're actually seeing some improvement in proprioception in diabetics with neuropathy, especially in the early stages. We also see very good improvement in muscle flexibility, because we have reduced the tendency of quick reflexes. So because your body gets used to reflexing quickly, it's more able to be flexible. It's less likely to respond to a quick or a slow motion. The vibration also increases blood flow to the muscles, which further increase flexibility. Very effective for pain. I'm going to talk some more about pain later in the talk, but it's also very effective in reducing pain. Here's a very good slide showing flexibility and maximal force. Again, the yellow is power plate versus resistance training versus a placebo. And we see much greater improvement in muscle flexibility with power plate than with other standard types of exercise.